So this is part 3 of creating assignments using a Word document. And in this case, we already have the document named Learner Record. We know that it is located in the Work Experience folder. Now I am ready to start creating my assignment. As you can see, I've already started it. But I'm going to use this text in order to show you some of the tools that are available to you in word processing. So first of all, remember that the first tab is the Home tab, which is by default the one that will come up. It's probably the one that you're going to use the most often, probably between Home and Insert. So some of the tools in Insert are also very helpful, but we're going to start with Home. First of all, imagine that we have already started the assignment as I did here. We have the main heading and we have typed different options in the assignment. But now what we want to do is to maybe use some of the tools in the clipboard. So one of the tools is the copy and paste or cut and paste. So that allows you to select a portion of your assignment and then copy it somewhere else. So say for example, if I wanted this heading to be copied elsewhere, what I do is left click, drag and select, and only now that I have selected a portion of my text I can see that the option of copying and cutting is available to me. Before I selected anything, notice that that goes sort of kind of light in color. So I'm going to select it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it by clicking this tool, and now I'm going to tell the cursor, with the cursor I'm going to tell Word where I want that copied to. So I'm going to double click here and now I can click on paste. So that's just something that it's sometimes helpful for you to be able to cut or copy and then paste. Okay, so remember the undo button. I'm going to click on the undo button because I didn't really want to copy Learner Record and paste it there, so that is undone now. The next thing is some of the tools here around font. When you create assignments, it might be nice for you to select your main heading and give it a little bit more of emphasis by making it bold. So under the font section, the letter B stands for bold. So when you click on it, then that heading goes kind of darker. You might like to also underline things. For example, the introduction here, I feel that is of the same kind of typing as the rest of the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate what I have placed immediately after introduction by clicking the cursor here and then clicking on the Enter tab in my keyboard. So now I want the word introduction to be highlighted and underlined. To do that, I select it by left clicking, dragging, and then I just simply click both on the command for bold and the command for underline. So my assignment is beginning to take a little bit of a better shape. The next thing I want you to know is that you can choose a different type of writing. This arrow here gives you the different options and you can explore the different types of writing. But for the most part, the academic writing requires that you use Times New Roman for everything. So to do that, I'm going to select the entire document. I select the entire document by going to this tool that looks like a magnifying glass. I click on the icon on the little arrow and I click on select all documents. So notice that when I start clicking the arrow, there are several options, and every time you see a little arrow beside an option, that means there are more options underneath. So I'm going to click on that little arrow and I'm going to select all. Now that I have everything selected, I'm going to apply a Times New Roman type of font. So I click on that arrow and I choose Times New Roman. And the font size is going to be 12, not 11 as I have it here, but 12. This is what most of your teachers would be looking for. Another thing that is important for you to know is the distance between the lines. So academic writing, academic paper usually requires that the distance between lines would be set at a double spacing. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So again, go to the editing tool, click on the arrow, look at select and click on the down arrow and then select the entire document. To do that, then after doing that, you look at the paragraph section and locate the tool for line spacing. It's this tool here on the top. So there is another little arrow. You begin to get familiar with what that means. That little arrow means there are more options. And you can see there the different spacing of your lines. As I hover through each one of those, you can see at the bottom how the lines begin to be wider or smaller. So basically double spacing means the number 2. So if I click number 2, I already have my document in a format that is suitable for academic writing. The next thing I want you to explore is inserting photographs into your document, which could be very helpful. There are 3 ways in which you can do this. First of all, by clicking on the insert and then selecting pictures. Of course, you can see another little arrow there. As you click on it, you have different options as to where to find those pictures. So say for example, if you have a picture which you already have saved into your computer, you would select this device. However, you could also get a picture from online. So I'm going to click on online pictures. And something that is really good practice is if you look for pictures that are good for you to share because they don't have any restrictions. So normally if you go to Creative Commons Images, that gives you a list of items that you are welcome to use without having to worry about any sort of I suppose any copyrights. So as you type Creative Commons Images, you will come across this website, and in it you can actually look for images relating to whatever your assignment is. So in this case, I'm going to imagine that I need to include something to do with the woodland, and as I click on that image, I'm able to download it for free, or I'm able to do things with it. That's just one way in which you can create pictures. Imagine that you have a picture in your computer, which I'm going to find now. All you'd have to do is go to Insert, Pictures, and look at this device. So in this device I have some pictures of a flower bed. I have a flower bed here. So as I click on it, it appears in my document, and now I am able to make it smaller. You see these little dots that appear in the corners and on the sides allow me to make it smaller. But if I want to be able to move this picture in my along my document, I need to click this little box here to wrap it, and I select this type of wrapping here. So that's perfect. I'm able now to make it smaller or bigger, move it around the page, and that's perfect. I will continue in the next and last video to show you how to do other bits and pieces for your document, and we're going to add pictures in a different way.